passion for learning, and great teaching leads to taking wing for research.
Very good morning, Yashaswi, and welcome to this
Good morning,
particular program on the gender diversity. As you may be knowing, I think we have been doing it very recently, kind of an initiative, headed by Professor Meenakshi, right? And as a part, as a part of this particular program, Professor Meenakshi and I felt that I think you are kind of a role model or a kind of an ambassador for the IIITB program. And I felt that I think this session with you will be more valuable, not only to us but also for the pursuing or the future students who wants to pursue the iMTech program. Okay.
Yeah, that's a really generous introduction of me. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, I think the very first thing I would like to consider about you is or ask for you is, how do you recall your journey at IIITB? And if I may say, when I first my first memories of you, where you were quite vocal from the very first day. I remember you speaking to me in your first week of the first semester when you got admitted in 2016 in iMTech program. Quite vocal, and you had a lot of things to say. So how do you overall generalize or recall your journey at IIITB?
So starting with why I chose the program, firstly, it was because I knew I was interested in electronics, but like most of the other students, I was not sure if that's the career I wanted to take. So when I looked at college curriculums, the iMTech program especially, it had a unique curriculum here. We had core courses which are not just confined to the branch we were enrolled in. We had opportunity to explore all the other areas as well. And there were a lot of electives to choose from. So that kind of gave me this freedom to explore all the options, and maybe halfway down the course, which is a 5-year course, I can decide what my interests are, which area to specialize in. So the academic program was very the best thing which we had at the college. So once I joined, I realized it had a lot more to offer, and all I had to do was to make use of that opportunity. So after coming here, I got an opportunity to work with you and publish a research paper. And through the campus placement, I got selected to work at Qualcomm as an intern, which was later converted into a full-time position. And also in my final year, I had this opportunity to work as student ambassador for iMTech admissions, to talk with prospective students and parents how they view things. So I'd say it was pretty balanced journey for me, both in academics and non-academics part. And we had a lot of clubs and committees which were managed by students, founded by students. And my major contributions were to the Student Activity Council and the Sports Committee. So it was always fun to go around in campus, to meet people, to learn from them. Yeah, it was a very nice journey for me, I would say. And on one side, having all these fun activities, engaging in campus events, I got to learn from some of the amazing professors and work on innovative projects. Yeah.
Thank you, Yashaswi. I think that sums up your overall journey at IIITB.
Exactly how I started and how it went throughout.
Correct. Yeah. So I think as a follow-up question, I always felt that you were very, very dedicated in academics. Whatever courses I have taught you, third semester, fourth semester, and possibly in the 7th and 8th semester, and of course the 9th semester as a 20 credits project. I think you've shown immense academic rigor throughout the 5 years. I also felt that you were extremely, attentive, showcased high dedication throughout. Apart from being the SAC member and extremely active in the sports, this always something more. You've always given something more to the institute. How did you manage your time space? Getting involved in so many things and then still pursuing your academics with the rigor?
So I'd say the institute never had a pressure on us as students to keep up with grades or to always give something. It was a proper flow for us, I would say. We had, I would say, a pressure to learn from what it had, what it gave us a lot of knowledge. So, uh, especially in the EC department, the courses and exams, they were designed for us to test our knowledge on how we apply things. It was never straight out of the textbook questions. So it gave us a chance to test our problem solving capabilities or quantitative skills. So that kind of teaching and testing methodology, it actually helped us tackle problems in the industry. So I would say that was one of the main reasons which kept moving forward. And coming to the co-curricular part, it just added up the energy and all which the college gave. Just added up, and it was never academics and non-academic separately. It was a mixture of both throughout the 5 years which we had out there.
That's true. That's true. I think, yeah. So I think I mean, to summarize it, I think the co-curricular and curricular was kind of blended, or you took it in a
Exactly.
blended way. Yeah, right.
It was blended, not personally for me, but see, I remember we used to have talks about badminton or even in Spandan, we played with the professors. So it was never different for us. It was completely the same thing for us.
Right. Good one. Yashaswi. Yashaswi, one more aspect I wanted to ask you was, for any student, I think the institutional support is very important, and especially with you as a career-oriented students. So, how do you think IIITB, has helped you or supported you through the guiding and the mentoring to where you are at this point of time, and then of course in the future also?
Yeah, so for students like us as well, actually, we have a lot of ideas, a lot of thoughts, and some of which might be really good when implemented as projects, and some of which might just be in a starting point to evolve into innovative projects later. So it's important to have someone to go to and talk about them, express our thoughts, and maybe who can help us organize them in a beneficial way. And the institute provided us exactly the same kind of support we needed. So we would just walk into a professor's cabin or just drop an email, and we had a pretty quick response. They were always ready to listen to our ideas, support us. So that was one thing which kept us moving forward, motivated us to work more on our ideas and interests. And we also had student mentors, senior students, fourth and fifth year students were helping the first years and second years on how to organize the academics, how to tackle the problems, or how to uh, maybe work ahead, or even if they're interested in academics or research, two different things, the industry or the research. So how to go forward. So that was one thing which we always had. We had people to go to, people to talk to and express our thoughts. So yeah, that we had that kind of support throughout.
No, I think that's a very possibly, I think, finest answer I've got from you. In the sense, I think you said, you always found the right people or go-to people, whether it is the students, the mentors, or the faculties, or the TAs, whoever it is. I hope that we can continue with that. The IIITB will continue with that particular.
I'm confident about that. Yeah.
So I think this is kind of a question especially designed for this particular program. So why do you think IIITB is a conducive environment for the girls or the women students? Do you have any of your thoughts?
Yeah, so we had equal opportunities, both male and female students, but when it comes to female students in particular, I remember we had a lot of engagement drives from different industries. For example, InQ's internship program, which is mainly focused for women students. And there is Amazon's mentorship series. There were students who participate in various RG-SOCs or hackathons. So we knew what was happening outside in the industry, and through the campus placement committee, we got those opportunities to go and work to represent our institute there. So that was, I would say, academically, that was very beneficial for us to make use of all the opportunities we had. And it always felt like a safe environment for us to come out and then talk to. We have the gender cell, which made everything, all the things comfortable for us. And the best thing for us, for me personally, was we didn't have any curfew or restrictions to use in-campus resources, libraries, labs, or the classroom. So we could work on projects whenever we wanted. And also after a hectic day, we would just go out and play a game or two at night, and then have a long walk around the campus. So it always felt like a safe place for us. And even though the gender ratio for our batch is low, the students and faculty, they made sure that we have everything, and that place felt like home for us. Uh, but unfortunately, our batch we lost in a year to COVID. Yeah, but those were some of the best days we had.
Yeah, wonderful, wonderful, Yashaswi. I think this is kind of my personal question, possibly. So what do you cherish the most from the iMTech EC program at IIITB? Yeah, anything you still carry forward from the, especially the EC program? And always I feel that the students, generally the preference at IIITB has been the CSE. I think you first batch, and then the earlier batch, we started the EC program. And I wanted to know, how did you feel about the EC program?
Yeah, so EC in particular, we had a lot of exposure to industrial projects at a very early age, I would say, because we have students who worked as research assistants in universities in the United States, or my classmates who worked on projects in collaboration with NIMHANS. So working on some projects like those when you're in the institute itself, when you're pursuing your undergrad course or a master's course, is very important, and it will help us to build a solid career ahead. So that kind of exposure the institute gave us, and especially in the ECE department, it was very beneficial to all the students. And now, since NIMHANS is the nodal center for National Mental Telehealth Program, and IIITB offering the technical support, I'm sure there'll be a lot more opportunities for students to delve into or work for. Yeah, that was one thing which was very particular to electronics, and not the complete program, I would say, because the projects the academic projects were different from the industrial project from my personal experience, and getting to know what the industry looks for or what they want from students actually helped us to build a career.
Sure. Yeah, I think to some extent I agree, and I think at IIITB in a holistic nature, I feel that we tend to work a lot with all the faculty at IIITB tend to work a lot with the industry, or other collaborations, other institutes and all. So in that sense, I think the students get a feel of the collaborative projects quite early on. Yeah. So I'm glad that you like that part of the IIITB.
Yeah. Yes.
So this is something very unique to you, Yashaswi. I think I've possibly not come across a student, who pursues EC, and most of the students in EC, especially in 2015 batch and 2016 batch, they went into the AI, ML, or the data science way. But I think you were unique, and of course, you along with the 15 other students were unique in a way that you stick to the electronics side of it, and you pursued VLSI as a specialization. And you got into a very good job, possibly the dream job of the VLSI students at IIITB, into Qualcomm, which pays a very great amount of salary. But after pursuing for almost 6 months or almost a year, I think, and then you decided to go into altogether a different field, a supply chain management field, and now you are pursuing your master's in that particular field at UT Dallas. So, what triggered those changes, first of all, and why did you pursue your VLSI first? And then what made you change the decision to the supply chain management?
Yeah, so I'd say, as I mentioned earlier, that we had a lot of time to decide on which field to pursue after joining the college. So once we started our electronics program, all the core courses, I realized that I was interested in the circuits, the large scale modifications, or maybe improving the power efficiency or reducing the delay. So that was one of the reasons why I chose VLSI in IIITB. But then later, when I joined Qualcomm, which was during the global pandemic, there were a lot of supply chain disruptions, and one which was related to us was semiconductor shortage.
Correct.
And it actually impacted the decisions we make as engineers. because there is ample demand for semiconductors, but there isn't enough resources or enough supply to meet the demand. So I started asking this question, which you always ask me, why? Why do you want to do that, or why is it happening? So I realized that maybe looking at the supply chain in a bigger picture from start to end would give me an answer to that question. And even in the paper we worked on, we did everything we could to improve the power and reduce the area just by 2 or 3%. It was a very big deal for us. But in reality, unfortunately, the companies lacked a circular supply chain where using the resources which we already have. So the products and devices which we are using, which goes unused, they go directly into trash, even if they have the capability of being refurbished and reused. So that was one important thing for us to look into, because engineers, they work a lot to improve the performance and the devices or the semiconductors which have the capability of going into trash. Okay. So that was one thing which made me choose a supply chain career. And I believe that having someone in the supply chain department who can understand these limitations and reciprocate the ideas of how an engineer thinks or what their perspective is will be very beneficial. So my main motive right now is to work on these circular supply chains and sustainable supply chains. Yeah, so hopefully I get to work on that in the future.
Yeah. No, wonderful, Yashaswi. I think possibly, I think this is one of the very good reasons that you have identified and found and then pursued in the area of supply chain. Yeah, and I completely agree. I think semiconductor industry is going through this supply management crisis, and one of the very good decisions I think you have taken. I'm pretty sure that I think you will do well in that particular area also.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So Yashasvi, I think one last question I have is taking cues from your own life. Could you suggest to women students or the girl students to come out of their comfort zones and pursue career of their interest?
Yeah, so for me personally, the major decisions I made, which were choosing EC and choosing supply chain management, were purely out of my interest.
Correct.
Fortunately, I had people to go and talk to who supported my decisions, both my parents, my friends, and the faculty at IIITB. They supported me with my decisions, and I think it's important for us to go and communicate with people. There are many people who are ready to listen and help students who are curious to learn. So it's important to see how a career, if you're interested in something, it's important to see how a career would look like, if that's what we wanted in the next few years. And I also believe that the path is definitely not going to be very smooth as we expect. There are going to be ups and downs, there are going to be many hurdles. But I believe this quote that says, if the path is difficult, that means your purpose is greater than you thought. Yeah. So it's just the main thing which is important is you stick to your decision, and then things will slowly fall into place. And talking about the comfort zones, I actually felt the same thing. Both at IIITB and Qualcomm, I sort of had this smooth ongoing career, building a reputation, and things started falling into place after graduation. But then I decided to do a double master's. I already had a master's through the integrated iMTech program in a completely different management field, which is supply chain management. So that kind of triggered the same question: is it worth coming out of my comfort zone and pursuing this? But then I realized I am really interested in this, and that knowledge would actually help me grow. So that is important, to stick to what you believe in, stick to your decisions, and then move forward. And keeping aside the professional growth, it's important to grow personally as well. So normally for us, our thoughts and our ideas, they were tailored around the surroundings we grew up in. Usually we take cues from people around us, how they approach a problem or how they solve a problem, and we limit our capability to that point. But attending a university like IIITB, it helped me broaden my perspective. So I remember when my friends and I used to sit at cafeteria, we were joined by people from all different age groups and people from all across the country, and they had a lot of things to say. We all shared different stories, different struggles, and getting an opportunity to learn and listen to their stories actually helped me grow personally. So that experience was possible for me because I decided to come out of my comfort zone and pursue and take a very big step.
Right.
So it's actually worth going out and doing things which you're passionate about. And if you're confident that the next few years or my career in this would look like I wanted, there is no reason to say no to that.
Right. No, wonderful, Yashasvi. I think looking at your journey, I think I'm pretty sure that there are more girl students or more women students who will be who will pursue this kind of trying to uh, um, vent out their innovations and then take the path less traveled. I think that's what the message you have sent. And I feel overall, I think you have always been a role model for all the students at IIITB, and you are also a very great brand ambassador for the iMTech program, and especially for the EC program. I wish that you will continue to do so. So
Yeah,
thanks for
right.
your time, Yashasvi. Thanks for taking the time off today, being a the early Saturday for you. I'm pretty sure that on Fridays, I think you might have some deadlines, and you might have stayed late night, but also coming early in the morning and then giving this particular session. I think it is very nice of you. Thank you,
And thank you
so
for
much.
considering me. So, I mean, it's a really great opportunity for me to share my experience, and I think it would be very. I wish it is helpful to students who wanted to pursue electronics, and especially at IIITB.
Right. And thank you, Yashasvi, for working with me during, especially from the 8th semester, 9th semester, that one particular
Yeah.
year where we worked together on a specific problem, and we were able to publish a good result in a conference. Um,
And
very
that I
valuable.
would, yeah, that I would say it was very good experience for me as well to
Uh-huh.
look into the research aspects or
Right.
how to solve a problem from start to end and how to publish the results. And that really helped me to see things in a different perspective.